decided to cover the Frisco track meeting stabbing, I knew in the back of my mind, in the back of my head actually, that I knew I was going to get a lot of backlash. I knew I was going to get a lot of haters um, coming at me in regards to the comment that I made about how it shouldn't be a black issue or a white issue. It's about a person taking another person's life due to the fact that he thought it was a tough guy. He thought it was a tough guy. And, and I'm meeting Carmelo Anthony, that who took Austin Metcalf's life and stabbed him in the heart on April 2nd of 2025. And I had a lot of, not good or great comments about people telling me about myself and about how I don't know what I'm talking about and I should do my research and do more investigation, you can call it. But I just want to be very, very crystal clear to the people that's hating and saying that I don't know what I'm talking about. I shouldn't be talking about this because I said that, the black community using this as a race thing because a black student, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, took another student, Austin Metcalf, life for no apparent reason. And I just want to be very clear. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a detective. And I'm not a police officer. I wish I would. I wish I was. I feel like I would have been a great detective. Um, Police officer, maybe not so much. A lawyer, maybe, because I like to argue and give my point of view. And that's what my husband tells me all the time. He told me that I should have been a lawyer. And maybe I should have been a lawyer. Maybe in my past life, I would have been great at it. Who knows? But right now, I'm here. With that being said, I do have eyes. I do have common sense. And I can read. And I read the police report, okay? So you can't tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. Yes, you're absolutely right. I wasn't there. I did not see what happened. However, there were 30 eyewitnesses saw what happened, including the coaches, okay? I'm going by what I read in the police reports and what statements were made. I'm going on actual facts, not bullshit that I just say out of my ass just to say it, okay? Not those other people from TikTok mentioning lies and saying this happened, like Carmelo Anthony got punched in the face. Really? That can be debunked really quick because on his mugshots, I don't see any bruises on his face. Do you? Do you? Unless I'm blind, because I do not see any bruises on his face. And apparently they're saying that he got punched in the face. Where? No black eye, no bruises, no nothing. So that can be debunked, okay? First of all. Okay, so I don't need to spell lies. All I do is just tell the facts and the truth. I don't need to lie. Why do I need to lie? What do I get out of it? Absolutely nothing. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm doing this in a kindly of my heart because I wanted to give my perspective and my thoughts and my opinion about this because I'm tired of the black community using this as a race card, okay? Making it as an excuse and justify for murder. I'm tired of it. And I have a right to say that. And you may not agree with me. That's okay. We can agree to disagree. We can have a healthy debate. But what you're not going to do is call me evil and a liar. And I don't know what I'm talking about. Apparently, you people don't know what you're talking about. Okay? You don't know what you're talking about. I'm a woman of God. Okay? I don't need to lie. And I'm not an evil person. Maybe you need to look at yourself in the mirror, or maybe Carmelo need to look at himself in the mirror. He's the one, is the evil one that took someone's life for no apparent reason. Okay? Now, since I don't know what I'm doing, or don't know what I'm talking about, since I'm not a lawyer, or a police officer, or what else that person said? I forgot. The person mentioned I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not a detective, but, I can read. So, the police report that I pulled out on the internet, which anyone can clearly print it out and read the police report because I read it thoroughly from head to toe. And the police officer, when he wrote this statement, and I'm going to read it again because I did read it in my other video that I did, and I'm going to read it. There was a chain linked in a fence that separated me from the suspect. I gave the suspect instructions to keep his hand up in the air. During this time, the suspect said verbally out loud, "I was protecting myself." It should be noted that I had not questioned him about the incident when he made that comment. I asked him if he had any weapons and he said no. which that was a lie. He did have a weapon at the time, but he tossed it underneath the bleachers, which the police, and it clearly says in a report, found the weapon. Continuing, I patted him down for the weapons while he were walking along the fence, and I did not locate of his person. I instructed the male to continue walking along the fence, which he complied, towards an area where there was an opening in the fence that led off the track. While walking him off the track, the suspect also said he put his hands on me. I then detained the suspect in handcuffs behind his back, and had him sit down on the ground. Officer A. Ritchie had arrived on the scene at that time. I conducted another pat down on this person and then searched his person. After he gave me consent, no weapons were located. While the suspect sat on the ground, I advised that I had the alleged suspect. The suspect then responds and says, I am not alleged. I did it. Smoking gun. Okay? Smoking gun. Not my words, his words. And it's clearly said it in a report. He did not allege it. He did it. Karmelo Anthony confessed of stabbing Austin Metcalf in the chest. Okay? Not my words, his words. He confessed. Smoking gun. Now he's going to turn around and say it's self-defense. Now he's going to turn around saying he was bullied. How can you be bullied when you don't know, when the twin brothers never met or seen this kid in their life? So that is debunked. Okay. Second of all, if he was bullied, did he report it to his parents? Did he tell his parents that he was bullied? And also, did the parents went to the school and reported it? Is there some type of documentation to prove the fact that he was bullied? No, debunk. Did the father, when he was interviewed, did he even mention that his son was bullied by the twins? Mention it at all? No, because it's a fabricated lie. Okay, lies. Spill of lies. They didn't even indicate in the report. Let me just check. Let me just fact check before people come after me like they've been doing, saying I don't know what I'm talking about and I'm not a detective and so forth. Let's see. Let's scroll down to see. Did he mention anytime he was bullying? Oh, wait, I forgot. He didn't even attend to that school. That school was not even for him. He didn't even go to that school. So how can you be bullied, you guys? Please make it make sense to me. Maybe I'm just not intelligent. Maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe I'm just not smart. Like some of these people are saying to me. Maybe I just don't have common sense. How can you be bullied when you don't even go to that school? Please, educate me. Tell me. Tell me. How? Okay. Now, I don't see anything. Okay? I don't see anything stating that he was bullied. Okay? That is a fabricated lie. The kid was not bullied, first of all. Okay? He was not punched in the face. All of it was lies. Because if that was the case, they would have showed it. There would have been bruises and everything. Obviously, I show you the mugshot. Show it again. No bruises. So I just don't understand that this whole hypocrisy of people coming after me and saying that I'm wrong, I shouldn't be saying this, I shouldn't be saying. I have every right to voice my opinion and say what I want to say. I have that right, okay? And if I say that I'm tired of people using this as a race card, as a race excuse, I have that right. Because if it was a black person on a black person, this would not be on social media. This would not be on mainstream media. This would not be on TikTok. Because as a black person stabbed another white person, then Austin is the evil one. He deserved to get stabbed. And we can just justify what Karmelo Anthony did. We can just justify it because he was touched. He was touched. So because he was touched, then Austin Metcalf deserved to be stabbed in the chest. Because Austin is the evil one, and he's the bully, allegedly, what people are saying, and he's the aggressor, allegedly, so he deserved what he got. He deserved what was coming to him, because he's the one that touched Karmelo Anthony, so let's just praise Karmelo. Let's just give him a round of applause for standing up for himself and defending himself. Let's do that, you guys, because that's what you guys are doing. That's what you're saying. You justifying a murder of another 17-year-old. Let's just give him a round of applause. Let's just praise him. They're donating money, doing a GoFundMe for a murderer, for someone that took another person's life. Isn't that crazy? That's just outrage. So that's mean. I can just go out there, get a gun or a knife, God forbid, and kill someone, and the people can just praise me because it was the right thing to do, because it was justified. Because I took someone's life. It's justified. Like, how does that make sense? What world are we living in? Tell me, what world are we living in? And then people are justifying, well, this is slavery. This is our back in our ancestors. What the hell are you guys are talking about? Okay, this is 2025. This is not the 16th century, 19th century. None of that. Why are you bringing slavery involved in this? That was our ancestors. Okay, that had nothing to do with us. We was not even born. We didn't even exist yet. Okay, so why are you bringing slavery? Why are you bringing Rosa Parks? What the hell does that have to do with anything? Murder is murder. Point blank, period. I don't care what you say. Murder is murder. That's why there's laws in place. You can't just go out there because someone touched you, then you can go shoot someone. You can just stab someone. My gosh, if that was the case, everyone would be a criminal by now. If that's the case, if I get shoved or pushed and I decide to kill someone, dang, if that's the case, then everyone would be in prison. If that's the case, that don't give anyone the right to take another person's life because they were touched. Point blank, period. You do the right thing and you leave. You walk away. You move. When someone tells you, excuse me, you don't belong here. This is not your seat to sit underneath the tent. A normal, rational person, like I keep saying, I'm going to keep saying it until I blow in their face, would move. Say, my bad, but no. Karmelo Anthony was the aggressor. Touch me, see what happens. Punch me, see what happens. Why would he have to say that? Why? Why he was so angry? All the kid did was just ask him to move. Now, with that being said, if Anthony was the aggressor, which he was, okay, and Karmelo Anthony was trying to diffuse it, not diffuse it, so it was getting escalated. At the time, Austin should have, and I'm not blaming Austin at all because he didn't deserve this, whatever. I feel like when Karmelo Anthony did not want it to move, when he was getting hostile and aggressive, then Austin Metcalf should have got an adult. Should have got an adult there, a coach or whoever, and tell the coach the situation, and then the adult would have told this kid to move or something. But again, that didn't happen. The whole situation happened in a different route. Austin Metcalf had no idea what was anticipated in his life. No idea that this kid, Karmelo Anthony, would go in his book bag, grab a black knife, and stab him in the chest. He had no idea. None. Now, was it right for him to touch his belongings bag? No. Could it have been handled differently? Yes, absolutely. But we're here, okay? Two wrongs don't make a right. Karmelo Anthony, I don't know why I keep calling him Anthony. Maybe I should just call him Anthony. But anyway, Karmelo Anthony was wrong. Plain and simple. It doesn't matter how old you are, what race, what color. It doesn't matter. And we shouldn't put race into this factor, period. We shouldn't. It doesn't make any sense. Why? Why do we have to put race? Why it can't just be what's wrong is wrong? What he did was wrong, and he should take accountability of his action. That is it. Now, if it was self-defense, that's a different story. We'd be talking about a different scenario, but that's not what was the case here. It wasn't. And yes, I wasn't there, but come on. You're trying to tell me 30 eyewitnesses is lying, including a coach, telling me they're all lying? They all fabricate and made this up? I'm sorry, I don't buy it and I don't believe it, okay? It's the same situation with, Daniel Penny and Jordan Neely. They called him a racist. And Daniel Penny never met Jordan Neely in his life until that subway incident, okay? I don't understand why they use that as a race card, that he was racist and that he was trying to kill this. But it doesn't make any sense. Jordan Neely was just unmentally not a stable person, okay? Not a stable person at all. He was very unhinged. He was homeless. He was just mentally not well. Okay, and that day he went in the subway. Everyone was minding their business because I used to take the subway going to New York, going to see my friends, going to doing interns. And when I used to go in the subway, I look down until my next stop. I don't look up, and there's time there was crazy people making scenes in the subway, and I just mind my business because things happen in the subway. That's very dangerous. So that incident that happened, that Jordan Neely made a scene saying that he's going to kill someone. He has a bomb. He was acting erratically. He was acting unhinged. Okay, normal, typical people do nothing in the subway, nothing. But then he was scaring people. There was mothers with their children. There was other people getting scared and frightened because they didn't know what was going to happen. Because he was just clearly unhinged and out of control and saying that he's going to stab someone. He's going to murder someone. So what did the former Daniel Penny did? He subdued the guy because the guy was acting crazy. Subdued him. Okay, now did he subdue him too long? Yes, it was 6 minutes, I believe. That was way too long. Once he subdued him, he should have let him go because there was another person was pinning him down as well. But unfortunately, Jordan Neely died, and now Daniel Penny's life was upside down because they call him a racist, a murderer, and then Jordan Neely's people came out of the woodwork. Where were you then? This man got arrested. I don't know how many times. I lost count. Assault, punching a woman in the face. Like, where were you? The man was homeless. Where were you? Where were you when he was going through his tough time in his life? And now you just want to surface up in the woodwork saying this and that and protest and calling Daniel Penny a racist. Get serious here. Not a race card. Daniel Penny is a hero. Okay? I'm saying it. He's a hero, and I'm glad that he got off. Because the people that were in the subway testified and said exactly the same thing what happened. So you trying to tell me all these people lied? That's why he got off, because the evidence was just too damaging. Okay, smoking gun. And you call this man a racist, and he never met this guy before. This man was acting crazy and foolishness in the subway, and he had to do something. He had to take action, and I'm glad that he did. Because let's say, hypothetically speaking, that Daniel Penny didn't do anything. That Jordan Neely did actually do something and stab someone, stab a mother, stab a child. Then what? Then what would you say? Then, someone should have done something. Someone should have stepped up and do something. Now there's tragedy. Now people are being killed. People were killed, or stabbed or whatever. It would have been a different scenario. But now that we had someone who stepped up and did something and protect the people in the subway, you calling him a criminal. You calling him a racist because he was white. And white had nothing to do with it at all. And they knew it. They knew it. They knew that it was not a race thing. But they were trying to play that card to make it seem like Jordan Neely was the victim here. And then Daniel Penny was the villain. Just like what they're doing with Austin Metcalf. That he's the villain and then Karmelo Anthony is the superhero. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. So Karmelo Anthony did the right thing. He did the right thing. He's the hero, and then Austin Metcalf deserved what he got. That's what you guys are telling me. He deserved what he got. He deserved to get stabbed. Let me tell you something. This kid, Austin Metcalf, is never coming back. Okay, he is 6 feet under. Their parents had to bury him last weekend. Private ceremony. He will never get married. He will never go to college. He will never have a family. He will never grow old with his wife. None of that. His life stopped at the age of 17. Okay? That's it. He is with God now. The kingdom of heaven. Okay? Stop right there. Full stop. Now, with Karmelo Anthony, when? Because you don't have to take my word for it. God sees everything. God sees all. He hears our wait on me, and he will come. Okay? Justice will prevail. There will be justice for Austin Metcalf. Okay? Mark my words. Because what God is saying, he don't like. And he's going to bring justice to Karmelo Anthony. Because justice needs to be served. Now, when Karmelo Anthony go to prison, which he is going to prison, because this self-defense thing is just a bunch of bullshit. I'm sorry. It's a bunch of bullshit. When he goes to prison, at least his parents can go to the prison and visit him. Okay? He's still alive. At the end of the day, both parents is suffering because both parents lost their son. That's it. Over something so stupid. Over something so stupid when he could have easily moved. Easily moved. But he chose not to. He chose to be a hothead, thinking he was tough. And again, why bring the knife to school? You can't bring a knife to school. It's against the law. Why would you bring a weapon? If you fear for your life and you getting bullied, like I keep mentioning, why go to the school? Does that make sense? Why go to the school? You're trying to finish the job or something? What is it? That's what I'm saying. The whole bullying thing is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Because I know if I was getting bullied and by someone, I wouldn't go to the school. I at least would tell someone. I would at least tell my parents, and then my parents would go to the school and have some type of documentation, conflict of resolution. And none of that happened because none of it is true. Because they're spilling lies and making it seem like Anthony Carmelo is a saint and Austin Metcalf deserved what he got. No, he did not deserve what he got. No one should take anybody's life, period. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a woman, male, black, Spanish, Haitian, whatever. You don't deserve to take anyone's life. That is God's decision. God gives, God takes. No one doesn't have a right to take anyone's life. I don't care what the circumstance is. I really don't care. If you're being shoved or pushed or whatever, be the bigger person and walk away. Now, if the person keeps coming after you, then yes, you have to defend yourself, obviously. Obviously, if you walked away and move and then someone keeps coming after you and harassing you and try to assault you, then yes, you have every right to defend yourself within reason. Then you call 911. But you just can't just take a knife and just stab someone because someone asked you to move because you had an attitude. And now you're going to call self-defense? Okay. Listen, I'm not a lawyer here, but you know what? I did pull this up in the internet, the penal code of Texas. Let me tell you, I want to tell this person who said that I'm not a lawyer, because I never claimed that I was a lawyer, but I do have common sense. Now, deadly force and defense of a person. Section 9.32. A person who is justified using deadly force against other. Number one, if the actor would be justified in using force against the other under Section 9.31, and when and to the degree to the actor reasonable believes the deadly force is immediately necessary. Now, was this immediately necessary for Karmelo Anthony to have to do deadly force against Austin Metcalf? No. Moving on. Let's go. Continue. To protect actor against the other use or attempt use of unlawful deadly force, or to prevent others' intent, commission, or aggressive kidnapping, murder, sexual assault, aggressiveness, sexual assault, robbery, or aggravated robbery. Now, none of that applies on April 2nd. I'm sorry. Unless I'm missing something. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a detective. I'm not a police officer. But I can read the penal codes in Texas, and this is Texas law. Not my law. I didn't make it. I didn't make the law. This is Texas law. So I don't understand why people are coming after me. All I'm doing is just reporting what I know and actual facts. I don't need to spill any lies or discredit anyone, because what do I get? What do I gain? Nothing. Nothing. I'm just telling the viewers, people, what I know and giving them my point of view and my perspective. And like I said, you may not have to agree with me. You may not even like me, but you're going to respect what I have to say. And these are my opinions and my point of views, and you're not going to take that away from me, okay? Point blank, period. Just like you have your comments, what you have to say, I respect it. I may not like it, but I respect it. But don't come after me saying that I'm evil and I don't know what I'm talking about, or I should just keep my mouth shut. No, I have a big mouth and I'm not keeping my mouth shut, okay? You're going to hear what I have to say, and if you don't like it, go to sleep. Go to sleep. You don't have to listen to this YouTube channel. There's plenty of YouTube channels out there for you to listen to. You don't have to listen to me. But what I will not do is stop. What I will not do is be intimidated, because you can't intimidate me, because I don't fear no one. The only person I fear is God. He is my father. He's the one that I fear. No one else. I don't fear any man. Okay? I'm a child of God. I don't fear no one. So say what you want, do what you want, but you're not going to intimidate me and tell me how to feel, what to think, what I should say, what I should not say. That's not going to happen because I live in America. I have an entitlement to have freedom of speech and speak my truth and to speak my opinions. These are my opinions. These are my thoughts. And no one can take that away from me, point blank, period. Because at the end of the day, I have God on my side. I have the truth. And God is going to bring it to the light. He is. He's going to bring it to the light. You don't have to take my word for it. God is going to bring it to the light because he sees what's going on. He sees the evilness, what's going on. He sees all of this. And he is disgusted. Let me not say he's because I don't know how he feels. But all I do know, he doesn't like what's going on. He doesn't like this at all. You can't just take a life. You just can't. And not have any repercussion of your actions. You can't. So he's black, he should get away with it. He's black, he should, no. No. That's not how it works. That's why there's laws in place. There's no laws saying, well, if a black person kills someone, then it's justified. What the hell? No, it doesn't make any sense. Murder is murder. That is it. If you take a life, you got to do the time. It doesn't discriminate who you are. Point blank, period. It doesn't. So that's why I said it should not be a race thing. It should not be it at all, period. Listen, if it was Al Sharpton or Reverend Jackson, whoever, they would have been on it right away. Clearly they're not because they know that self-defense is not going to work. Now, Karmelo Anthony, attorney, is going to say it's self-defense, but he has to, I don't know what he's going to do. He has to prove that was self-defense. And reading this penal code, I don't think that it's going to fly. I really don't. Unless the law has changed, but this is Texas law, and I don't know. I don't know what the lawyer is going to do. I don't know if it's going to go on trial. I told you, in my opinion, I don't think it should go to trial because it's a slam dunk. Karmelo Anthony confessed that he did it. He stabbed him. It's not self-defense because there's no self-defense in this. So I would just take a plea deal. Take a plea deal, serve your time, and then hopefully with good behavior, you might be released on parole when you're 60. Your life is over. And before I go, I just want to address the comment that Karmelo Anthony father said, saying that his son is a good kid, straight A student, worked 2 jobs, a football coach or whatever. What does that have to do with that? That's great. Let me just make that clear. That's great. That's wonderful. But it doesn't justify because he did all those great things that justify murder of taking someone's life. They could say that about me. They could say, oh, Cheryl's a good person. She does her tithing. She goes to church. She's with her community. She did all this stuff. And then next you know it, I kill someone. So that justified because I did all these good works. And if I take someone's life, then that should be okay? No, it should not. So whatever good things that you did in the past, that went out the window when you took someone's life, period. Now, I don't understand why people justify that. Oh, the person's good. The person did this. The person did that. So because he killed someone, it's okay. It's okay. No, it's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay to take someone's life. Whether you do good works, whether you're a good person, murder is murder. That's why there's laws in place, you guys, so people don't act these crimes. Point blank, period. But hey, what do I know? I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a police officer. That sure ain't a detective, but I would have been a good one, though. I would have been. I think I would have been a good attorney. And a detective, too, because I like solving crimes. I love to investigate. I love to do my research and watch documentaries and true crimes and all that stuff and put all the pieces together. Now, they're saying that there's a footage on this whole thing. I don't believe it until I see it, okay? I really don't, because if that was the case, they would have said that a long time ago. They would have said that on April 2nd or the next day that there's a footage of the incident. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not going to claim that it is. I don't know. I tried to look it up. I didn't see any footage. So until they present that, then I will tell you guys that. And hopefully, if there is, they don't edit anything, or because you can edit videos. You can edit and put things in the video that didn't belong there, or say something that you didn't really say. People can do all that weird, crazy tech crap. Yes, they can. They can. But I just wanted to um, say this and give you guys my point of view. And like I said, we can agree to disagree, but we can have a healthy debate about it and be respectful. Just be respectful. The whole, name calling or saying this and that, it's really unnecessary. It really is. And you know what? I have thick skin. I lived in New York. Nothing you can say or do can hurt me. Okay? Because I'm not backing down. Especially something that I am passionate about, I'm not backing down. And I have God on my side, and He is my Lord and Savior, and He will protect me through evil, through anything. Okay? And that's all I have to say about that, you guys. But let me know what you think about this video. And if you do like this video, please like, share, and comment. And I would love to hear your thoughts and your perspective of what I just said. And I love you all. I really appreciate each and one of you subscribing to my video and commenting and letting me know your thoughts, especially the haters. I do love you all because I love everyone. I don't have no hatred for anyone. I don't have that in my body, in my soul, or anything. I really don't. I really love and respect everyone. And that's all we should do. We should love and respect one another and come together as a community and and tell each not tell each other, but let each other know when things are just not right, to stand up for it. And it shouldn't even matter who you are. What is right and what's wrong is wrong, and stand up for it. You can be passionate about anything, any topic, whether it's controversial or not. And some people are afraid to talk about these stuff because they're afraid what people are going to say or what they're going to do. Not me, because I don't care. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I really don't care what people say or think of me. I really don't. God knows my heart. He knows my truth. The people that loves me, my family, my husband, my friends, they know who I am. That's all that matters. And you guys should, everyone should have that same concept as well. Not to be afraid to talk about anything and just have that freedom of speech and have that voice to talk about anything that you want, whether you get backlash or not. This is your opinion. This is your truth and what your point of view is. Who cares about what other people think? People have their own point of view as well. And like I say, we can all agree to disagree, but let's be respectful at the end of the day. Let's just be respectful. And if you don't like what I have to say, move on. Let's just move on. But I am not going to stop. I'm not going to stop talking about this case. And justice will prevail. Okay, there will be justice. And I'm sorry to say, my prayers go out to both families. I'm going to continue praying for both families because no one wins. Okay, no one wins. No one's not a winner or a loser. Both parties have lost someone very dear to their hearts, very dear. And I'm going to continue praying for each and one of them. However, there needs to be justice. And I'm sorry that you may not like this, but Karmelo Anthony deserved to go to prison for what he did because he has no right to take a life. He doesn't. And I'm just going to say he has no right to do that. Period. He could have done done a different outcome, but he chose to take a life. So when you choose to take a life and commit murder, you have to do the time and deal with the consequences of your actions. Just like anyone else, whether you Karmelo Anthony, whether you Tom Dickerson, whether you Jack Hill, whoever, it doesn't matter. Murder is murder. And we will see the outcome. And once the outcome comes, I'm going to talk about it and get your thoughts about it. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Thank you so much for watching. That's it. And I will see you guys next time.